Hi guys, welcome back to Benjamin Zulu Show. Now today we are talking about why some affairs last longer than some marriages. Benjamin, why do you think that some affairs last more than some marriages?
You can have a guy who has both a marriage and an affair runs longer
than
the marriage.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes.
It's because the affair is bread eaten in secret. And the Bible says such bread is sweet. It has a taste of the forbidden. You know the way you eat and so one reason it has that taboo. It is lasting because you're not really dealing with life really. Mm-hmm. You're only meeting within a window of time. That's the second reason. It's a service lane, so to speak. It's a side dish. It's not the main thing. The third thing is it does not require character. Affairs are wrong things. They don't require you to behave or be honest. Things that require lying, anybody can do them. Mm-hmm. But you don't show your masculinity by how you can cheat out there. Yeah. Any fool can lie. There's no heroism in cheating.
Yeah.
The heroism is being honest. That is where work is. Mm-hmm. Anybody can fall. It's those who can stand who are few. Yeah. In fact, one of the reasons you have medias that dwell on gossip or vices like pornography, dwelling on lust, lack of self-control, domination, sadism, they sell a lot because they're capitalizing on vices, human weakness. Affairs are like that. It's not self-control or principles. One problem, those who try to promote their side chick to a wife, the problem they encounter unknowingly, that they're removing her from unprincipled life
to a principled life.
She was the stolen thing. Now you want her to be the guardian to guard against stealing. The same person. Ask the guys who tried it. Many guys who try to promote her to wife status. Dynamics are very different. Mm-hmm. That one, you are collaborating in a scene. You and her are co-conspirators to execute an illegal thing. And you couldn't talk about honesty and faithfulness?
Yes.
I ask ladies not to cheat because you can't ask the man to be faithful during cheating. Do you see the contrast? You're asking her to be faithful? And you're cheating with her? So if you become wife, how will you tell her to be faithful? She was never faithful. That's how you came to her life.
Yes.
You came to his life through cheating. Many wives. One lady asked me that my job is hard. One part of my life is to deal with money.
Yes.
She say, what about if he had only one night stand and now he has gone for a year? The guy is married. I tell her, first of all, do you respect me? I don't discuss breaking of marriages.
Yeah.
I have a ground on which I stand. I advise people who are trying to build their lives, not ruin their lives. Mm-hmm. You come to me when you want to reform your life. You come to me when you want to live sober. If you want people to tell you how to cheat, we have other people, not me. Who are you mistaking me for? Excuse me, this is a case of mistaken identity. I don't advise wives, husband snatchers. So, if you started this thing on the wrong, foundations matter. Mm-hmm. The way you start things in this life matter. Mm-hmm. The way you start, and I tell people when you're dating, don't sleep with a woman because you are telling her your capacity to sleep with a woman who you have not married. Yeah. Even when you marry her, she knows your potential. Even if you are saved, you did it with her when you were saved. Even if now you are saved, trust has escaped. Primarily, you need to be consistent with your woman because you need her to trust you.
Yeah.
So sometimes you think the affair requires effort. It doesn't require effort. And many times another reason affairs will last is because they are rather You're asking her to be faithful?
You're cheating
With her? So if you become wife, how will you tell her to be faithful? She was never faithful. That's how you came to her life.
Yes.
You came to his life through cheating. Many wives. One lady asked me that my job is hard. One part of my life is to deal with madness.
Yes.
She say, what about if he had only one night stand and now he has gone for a year, the guy is married, I tell her, first of all, do you respect me? I don't discuss breaking of marriages.
Yeah.
I have a ground on which I stand. I advise people who are trying to build their lives. Not you come to me when you want to reform your life. You come to me when you want to live sober. If you want people to tell you how to cheat, we have other people, not me. Who are you mistaking me for? Excuse me, this is a case of mistaken identity. I don't advise wives, husband snatchers. So, if you started this when you're dating, don't sleep with a woman. What's your potential? Even if you are saved, you did it with her when you were saved. Even if now you are saved, trust has escaped. Primarily, you need to be consistent with your woman because you need her to trust you.
Yeah.
So sometimes you think the affair requires effort. It doesn't require effort. And many times another reason affairs will last is because they are rather transactional. The woman is in it for the money.
Yeah.
Many girls are in it for financial support. They don't require the man to be a man. They just require him to be a provider of money, financier. And the reason affairs blast to hear a person did awkward things, hurt the other, killed the other, is because they were based on, it's like I've bought you.
Yeah.
To try and cheat on a guy who you are just a side dish, it means he has bought you with money, so to speak, and you are going to another, it's like he's being deprived of his property. So they don't see you as a human being who deserves respect. That's the problem of a cheating world. You can't insist on integrity, respect, consistency, faithfulness. And primarily, let me tell you, when you're a Christian brother, don't try cheating. It doesn't work. Because you have no experience in deception.
Yes.
You've been an honest brother. And you're used to your wife or the people in your life being forthright and true. That other world, that's why Samson went down quickly.
Yeah.
He was not experienced.
Cheating requires experience.
It requires a conmanship experience. You need to have a heart that is heartless. You can't be too sensitive. It's savage.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to those women who come from street, who come from bars, the savage women? Have you listened to the philosophy, you are appalled. Because their belief system is very different.
Yeah.
Savage, Machiavellian, unfailing. It's all about how to score. It's like a game on a chessboard. Can you imagine being treated like a game on a chessboard? If she can get a guy who pays better, why stay with this folk? I have no responsibility to him. There's no loyalty. It's transaction. So the affair will last if it is a perfect arrangement between money and sexual appeal. You have senior leaders who stay with a chick for 10 years.
Yeah.
Because they have hit a balance where she's receiving what she wants and he's having, but also they will discard you as quickly when that need becomes less important, when you become too expensive. Another reason affairs will last is because the woman is not requiring you to man up. Your woman requires you to, your wife requires you to man up. The girl has no basis to ask you to behave, to stand up and make decisions. You only pop in and pop out. And I'll tell you why men go to those second wife, second side chick, those things, is to escape responsibility. Because at home you're being held up to a certain standard. You get it? You're being asked to pay fees. You're being asked to be a father, be there. But if somebody gets a kid, though, they can always act like they're busy. And I told you many people marry second wives, not because they had room for it, but to find a way to play. Two wives die ahead of both of them. I don't know why, but I can guess. There's stress. The demand. You become like there's competition for you. You become like you must be when you're, this one thinks when, and you might be neither of them. Another problem you have is your children, the children of two houses may not be friendly when they grow up.
Yeah.
They can start waiting for your death. Can you imagine somebody looking forward to your death? Secretly wishing that you don't survive.
Yeah.
That when you have two families, that's a problem. Sometimes even in one family you could have that, but when you have two families, sometimes you find that many of them are dysfunctional, many of them hate you, many of them think you favor this over the other. I mean, look at the court of law. The fights there about succession properties, so many. Children appeared from nowhere during burial who look like the person we are burying. Bramwell, the thing about affairs is people think they pay, but they don't. When you have a calling, you can't afford some things. There are men who can afford some things because they have abandoned themselves to that kind of life. They have abandoned themselves to live like that. But when you have a destiny, when you have something to build towards, when you have a life to live for, when you have a God to please, when you have a destiny to build, you can't afford some things. They distract you, they stress you, they take away your peace. You know, when you have a secret, you have to keep hiding it.
Yeah.
The communication between the two of you is always a stressor, because if they communicate at the wrong time, your secret will be revealed. And eventually, your sin will catch up with you. The Bible says that your sin will catch up with you.
Yeah.
Will reveal you. Ensnare you. There's not such important thing, primarily, like to think how you shall finish your tenure. Start thinking ahead how you want to finish your life. At the end, whether you want children to pop up when you're being buried. And then your family cannot even mourn in peace.
Yeah.
Destroys your legacy. It reveals things you had hidden. Even if you have agreed with the person to hide things when you are alive, can they continue to keep the things when you are dead? Many men cheat with women who are younger, so the men most likely die ahead.
Yeah.
What will happen? You could be ashamed that your legacy destroyed. You want to leave a good smell after you leave. You want to leave a good fragrance, a good scent, a good name that continues to bless, that will land your ministry softly. That journalist who retired happily. Send him more. Think about your whole life. Don't just think in terms of portions. Think of how you want to live and how you want to live. No, these secrets that are expensive, that could cost you your life, do the math and abandon them. Yeah. One of the things we say in philosophy and the rules of life, one of the things we say is you must anticipate pitfalls, potholes on your journey. You must anticipate any disastrous blunders and forestall them. David did not think ahead before he took that woman Bathsheba. Yeah. Had he thought ahead, he would have seen that the consequences are disproportionate. Some of the things Bramwell men get engaged themselves in, the consequences are way beyond the benefit. Yeah. They don't tally. If you sit and think about affairs and cheating, lying to a woman, pretending and hiding this, it exhausts a lot of your mental energy. Remember what the Africans say, that a good conscience is a soft pillow.
Yeah.
When you have nothing to hide, Bramwell, you are more creative. You can think more about your job. You know a person who cannot afford to drop their phones. What life is that? You can't drop your phone.
Yeah, we have those kind of people.
The wrong person might just call.
Mm.
You can't leave your woman with your phone. You can't rest. You can't sleep. Some even go with it to the bathroom.
Yes.
How much cost is that? For what? And if you come to think about it, the only thing you're getting from the affair is the sinful lure, the lustful lure, which only leaves you feeling guilty, having things to hide. Another problem with men, we get ensnared because those kind of women can entrap you.
Yeah.
Pretend that they are pregnant, the pregnancy is yours. You cannot verify those things. You cannot verify. You are very vulnerable. They can trap you to make them pregnant so they can have your money throughout life.
Yeah, throughout.
They don't care. They have less to lose.
And you have everything to lose.
Exactly. It's a man you have to reach a point and realize, am I willing to... It says in Proverbs that don't give your strength to strange women or let them take away your fortune and your inheritance. It says a man who commits adultery reduces himself to a loaf of bread. How much is a loaf of bread? Brahman, you want to be sold at 50 shillings? That's what the Bible says. Loaf of bread. Something we don't take seriously.
Yeah.
That's what we reduce ourselves to when we indulge in sexual immorality. And somebody has deceived men, especially those who have money and power and leadership, that they have more permission to misbehave. Only to build a tent to settle where you'll end up being destroyed later. Most of these side women, they don't care about you at all. It was mutual self-interest. The time you become less important, they'll sacrifice you easily. They'll crucify you for money. They'll sell you. They'll sell you for money. And more so, Brahma, if you have a serious future you're building, you must protect it ahead. Protect it from more attacks. That's the only way you can last in this world.
And talking about lasting in this world, Benjamin, there is also another aspect of it. You'll realize that these men who cheat, they'll always strive to give or to want to impress the other party. Is that another reason as to why these affairs seem?
Exactly. Because it's to seem to last.
Yes.
One of you see, the man has to prove. He has to prove why he must continue being the man in that lady's life. So he has to keep on maybe giving money or showing up or whatever. And there's a challenge there to keep on proving, It's also your woman who has married you and wants to build with you. The other one knows that there might be no future. So she might as well get what she can get now. That's why they use witchcraft. They use anything to drag you away and exploit you. I tell men, you cannot satisfy one woman with attention. You cannot satisfy one woman with time and love. It's impossible for her to say, you have loved me too much. Reduce it. You never hear a woman complaining like that. Men don't go to another woman because they have more love to give. Because they want to avoid having to love.
Okay.
Because when they hide between, they don't have to love any. They want to get the benefits without paying the price. There's no shortcut in this life. Try to look for shortcuts, you'll be cut short. And I've told you, many men's dreams have been cut short.
Yeah.
Shattered. When I hear a woman telling me I'm a second wife, I ask her, are you a half-grade human being? Why rate you enough woman for one man? At what is your right then in that second wife? So you will be getting a half of his attention. Aren't you whole yourself? So many women would pick this position. They didn't want to go the long haul of searching for their own man. They saw a man who is polished, finished, established. And it's a woman who built him up. She comes to latch on the last minute, thinking now she has gotten a shortcut to a well-established man. It's a fallacy. It's not true.
Yeah.
Later on, you realize you have no self-respect anyway. And they could end up taking the wife and forgetting you. That's why they become very aggressive. Many second wives have come to aggressive fight because they know they don't deserve. Yeah.
And what about these men who have a habit of telling the women they're cheating with all the bad things about their women, might it be that the very thing they're telling these women is the very thing that is holding the affair?
You know, they want to portray the other one as bad, so they say he says he's looking for refuge.
Yes.
So solicit for pity. In reality, this other woman should realize that the same way he has the attitude towards the other, he has the attitude towards you. Eventually, after he's done with you, he will treat you the similar way.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what I told you about what people say about their exes and other lovers?
Yes.
It is telling you their judgment. Because if the other woman is not good for you, you'd have divorced, you'd have parted ways.
Mm-hmm.
If you're still together, you're choosing to be together. So I think by now women should have learned that it's a lie for him to tell you, my woman, we are divorcing soon.
Mm-hmm.
Then you fall for it. He will never leave his family. You're the one who will leave. And you will leave with nothing. You'll be abused, you'll be used and dumped, and your life has been changed for the worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. The other aspect I want us to look at it is these men who feel they're already tired with their wives, they are no longer being needed. They have found somebody who is filling the gap.
Yeah. And you know, let me tell you something. Even if you say you're bored with your marriage and you want to go out there, the same boredom will follow you.
Mm-hmm.
Even there. Marriages can be monotonous if you don't grow together. If you grow together, there's always new levels of experience.
Mm-hmm.
That woman doesn't remain the same. As years go by, you change, you evolve, you grow together, you expand, you change. Let me tell you, Brahma, there is no such beautiful thing as nearing. I feel so good when we were advancing in life and nearing towards the end with my wife.
Yeah.
And knowing that we have seen many versions of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
supported each other, built each other up. But if you abandon, you disrupt your journey in between. Brahma will try to avoid divorce and separations.
Mm-hmm. Try
Try as much as you can. And if it has to come, let it come from the other person.
Mm-hmm.
You do your part. When you have a smooth sail, you are more productive.
Yeah.
These breakups and divorces take a lot away from you.
Mm-hmm.
They take away energy. They are like surgeries, amputations you have to do when it comes to that. But we hope we'll never have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Avoid having to leave your home. Avoid having to get out there. Because as I told you, you cannot get two caring women that easily.
Mm-hmm.
You usually have just one who's caring. God gifts you a woman to run you through life, help you conduct your calling. You expose yourself out there thinking you are lucky, you are not.
Right. There you have it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's meet again next time.